Hey, what's up? It's Domi. Welcome back to my channel. So, it is Oscar week, and as Moira Rose always says, awards is my favorite season. So, this week I'm going to be using the December mystery from SPC, which is absolutely perfect for Oscars week, especially since it's in February this year. So yeah, this kit is absolute perfection. So it's Friday night, so it's going to be mostly a memory spread at this point. It's been kind of a wild week, so I didn't have time to film a pre-plan with me, but I still wanted to talk about the Oscars and my predictions, so here we are. So that is the kit, and then I'm going to be pulling in a bunch of different foils. So I've got some star header overlays from SPC. I'm going to be pulling in some of the, I believe this is the Champagne Lights wiggle, and then this gold starry wiggle that came with the mystery. And then I'm also going to be pulling in some overlay tapes from Sticky Essentials as well. So I'm going to hop into the base of the spread. I'm just going to voice over with all of my Oscar talk, and then I will be back live for the day by day. Okay, so I'm someone who probably takes the Oscars a little too seriously. I'm just a movie girl through and through. One of my few talents in life is predicting Oscar winners. We usually go to an Oscars viewing party at the Drexel, which is our local indie theater. And one of my glory days moments was winning a year of free movies because I correctly predicted every single category. I beat this other guy by one, which was Best Picture. The Revenant was highly predicted to win that year, and I just had a gut feeling about Spotlight dark horsing it, and it actually did. So all of that to say, it's currently causing me a lot of anxiety and stress that so many of the categories this year are still so unpredictable. Now, all four acting categories and best international feature are pretty ironclad at this point. Like, there's just no scenario in which Joaquin Phoenix, Renee Zellweger, Brad Pitt, and Laura Dern aren't winning their respective categories, or in which Parasite doesn't win Best International Feature. But every other category could go a few different ways, and that stresses me. So these predictions can and probably will change by Sunday if we're being completely honest here, but this is what I'm committing to for now. And I'm not going to talk about all the categories just for time's sake, so I'm just going to keep it to the ones that I am personally most invested in. All right, so I'm going to start off with Best Picture and Best Director. For Best Picture, I'd honestly be content with any of the 9 nominations winning. Any but Joker. I have a lot of opinions on its 11 nominations, and I'll just say the Academy needs to stop trying to make up for snubbing The Dark Knight, because this was just not the movie to do that with. Anyway, our 4 frontrunners for Best Picture are 1917, Parasite, Jojo Rabbit, and Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. 1917 has the best odds, if we're being real here. I don't want to call it Oscar bait, but it is the exact type of movie that the Oscars eat up. And it's a technological marvel and a beautiful film, and it would be a very worthy winner. But Parasite is the fan favorite, and it would be such a historic win, and it's just an incredible film from front to back. Now, if there's anything Hollywood loves, it's Hollywood. So based on that simple fact alone, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood could take it, considering that it's just one giant love letter to the golden age of Hollywood. Now, Jojo Rabbit is a beautifully crafted film with a message we all need to hear right now. So there's a path to victory for all four movies, but my mind says 1917 and my heart says Parasite. But we're about to get reckless and throw caution to the wind here. And I'm going to say Jojo Rabbit Dark Horses and takes Best Picture like Spotlight and Green Book did, even though it's probably going to be 1917. Okay, so Best Director, we've got Bong Joon-ho for Parasite. He's the clear fan favorite. But Sam Mendes just has so much momentum behind him right now that it's really hard to see him not winning. But it still could play out a few different ways. If Parasite wins director, I think 1917 wins picture. But barring any kind of Jojo Rabbit wild card upsets, if 1917 wins director, I think it wins picture too. But both Parasite and 1917 are beautifully crafted films on all levels, so it's a tough call, but I think I'll give it to Mendes here. So adapted screenplay is a two-way race between Taika Waititi for Jojo Rabbit and Greta Gerwig for Little Women. On one hand, the Academy might throw Greta Gerwig a bone since she wasn't nominated for director, but on the other, Jojo Rabbit just has too much momentum right now, so I think that it's going to go to Taika Waititi on this one. For original screenplay, Knives Out had a killer screenplay, and I would love to see that take it, but we all know it's between Hollywood and Parasite. And this one I think could go either way, but like Jojo, Parasite just has so much momentum with its numerous precursor wins that I think it's going to take it here too. Now, cinematography has to go to 1917, like it just has to, point blank period. Roger Deakins is one of the best cinematographers of our time, and 1917 is just fucking gorgeous. There are scenes from it that I will truly never forget. The nighttime scene with the flares lighting up the town in ruins, absolutely stunning. Ugh, it's perfection. Now, production design is going to be a pretty spicy category. We have 1917, The Irishman, Jojo, Hollywood, and Parasite. Now, I haven't seen The Irishman, so I can't comment on that, but the other four have beautiful production design, and I'm cool with whatever wins, but I think this one is going to go to Hollywood. For editing, 1917 should have won this, but it was somehow not nominated. Now, Jojo could squeak by with a win, but I think Ford v Ferrari or Parasite is a safer bet. Again, could really go either way, but this might be the category where Ford v Ferrari gets some love, but Parasite also really deserves it. So, Best original song has to be Love Me Again from Rocket Man. I will accept nothing else. It's the biggest bullshit that this is Rocket Man's only nomination. I legitimately cannot understand how Taron Egerton was not nominated for Best Actor and how it was not nominated for costume design or hair and makeup is literally baffling. With the countless intricate costumes they had to recreate and what they did to that poor man's hairline, it should have been a lock for both of those categories. I'm getting heated now. So while we're on the topic, hair and makeup will hopefully be Bombshell. If it goes to Joker, which had one mediocre makeup look that anybody can do, I'm gonna have a meltdown. Costume design is a tough category this year, maybe one of the toughest. It usually goes to the period piece, but they're all period pieces this year, so there's no clear-cut winner. I'd say The Irishman is the least likely, but it could really go any way between Hollywood, Jojo, Little Women, or Joker. If I were voting, I would personally go with Hollywood or Jojo, but I do think it will be Little Women here. For sound mixing and sound editing, both of those will probably go to 1917. If Ford v Ferrari doesn't take editing, we could see it win a sound award, which I think would most likely be editing. Otherwise, I think 1917 takes both mixing and editing. VFX, again, will probably go to 1917. The Irishman is also a strong contender, considering that they literally developed new technology for it. But again, I think it's safe to say 1917 takes it. I just think it's probably going to be a near clean sweep in the technical categories. For score, Joker will probably win, which is kind of just it was composed by a woman though, so I do want to see it win for that reason, but it wasn't a memorable score for me. 1917's stuck with me way more than Joker's did, but I'm all for women composers, so I'm not going to be upset when it wins. And then the last category that I'm going to talk about is animated feature, which is kind of a wild category this year with Frozen 2 not getting nominated. It's really anyone's game. Toy Story was the obvious choice pre-award season, but then Missing Link won the Golden Globe, and now Klaus is gaining a ton of traction, so it'll be interesting to see how it plays out, but I'm gonna give it to Klaus here. Okay, yeah, so that wraps up my Oscar predictions. Let me know if you're watching. Let me know what your predictions are, etc. This is the base of the spread. I think it turned out super, super pretty. I am loving it so far. So I am gonna hop in with the day by day marking work with the square boxes this week, and then I just kind of pre-pulled everything for time's sake. And then also I'm going to be using these gold foiled laptops that were a $2 Tuesday from My Newest Addiction from a while ago. And then I'm going to be using work scripts from Letters to Apollo, and then I'm just going to mark work the exact same way every single day this week. So yeah, it's kind of extra, but it's a special week, so I want it to be as foily as possible. So yeah, this week was a little bit of a weird work week for me. I switched my Tuesday for Friday because my parents came home from France on Tuesday. They were there for 2 months. They were only supposed to be there for 1 month, and then 2 weeks in, my mom got a pretty serious pulmonary embolism and almost died, and it was like a whole thing. So she couldn't fly for 6 weeks after that. So it was just, it was a whole thing, and it was like over Christmas too, and it was just a disaster. But she's mostly in the clear now, and they're home, and she didn't have any events on the flight, so hopefully everything is good now. I switched my off day this week from Friday to Tuesday, just so that way I could pick them up from the airport. And it was really weird working on a Friday. I work 1 Friday per 4 weeks, so it was just weird. But my 2 favorite coworkers were there, So it was actually a really, really fun shift. And then I am taking PTO Sunday because Set It Off, which if you guys have been around a while, you know, is one of my favorite bands. They're going to be playing at Cleveland, so I'm taking PTO Sunday to go see them. So it kind of sucks that I can't watch the Oscars live, but I'm definitely going to watch them as soon as I get home. But yeah, so it's just kind of like a weird work week. I haven't known what day of the week it is all week. Like, I'm just so mixed up on everything. That was a disgusting sound that I just made on that bougie box. I am so sorry. Monday was my first day back after my 3-day weekend, so I had to do a bunch of emails at work. So I'm gonna mark that with a fancy label and a circle icon from the Wiggle. And then this is an emails script from Letters to Apollo, I believe. I also went to Target on the way to work, so I'm gonna mark that with an appointment label and a Target run script. And then I'm gonna use, let's see here, and then I'm just gonna use the heart circle icon, just because we all love Target here. So that's that. Then I had to pay my car bill, which is my least favorite thing to do. Let me grab a piece of washi. Let's do this one. Okay. We'll pop her there. This script is from Kinsey's Creations, and you can use Domi 15 for 15% off. I ordered groceries as well. So let's do an appointment label for that. And grab a circle icon here. Oop, wrong way, hang on. Okay. All right, so circle icon, and then this is a script from Saucy Stickers Co. Okay, so moving on to Tuesday. Tuesday was by far my busiest day of the week. As I already said, my parents got home that day, so I spent pretty much all day just running errands and cleaning the house and just getting everything ready. So let's see here. First, Coco, my dog, if you're new here, had a grooming appointment. Okay. I think I'm going to mark my parents getting home first, just since that was kind of like the big thing of the day, and then build out from there. So let's do this purple bomb. I spent the vast majority of the day cleaning, so I'm gonna mark that with a quarter box and a cleaning day script from SPC, and then a spray bottle from Avenue K Designs, who is no longer open. I'm gonna use another appointment label just to mark that I picked up the groceries from Kroger. This little character is from the Planner Studio, who recently reopened, and I'm so pumped. I love her characters. Oh, they're so cute. Okay, so then I'm gonna use a grocery run script from SPC. And then I got Starbucks that day, which was much needed. I'm gonna use a label for that, and then I also went to my brother's bar on the way to the airport. So I'm gonna use a quarter box for that. Okay, so for Starbucks, I'm gonna use a foiled coffee doodle from Planning Roses and a Starbucks run script from Planning Like a Pro. And then I'm gonna use an Old North custom from Kinsey's Creations. That's the name of my brother's bar. And then I'm just using a beer sticker from a really old sheet of beer stickers from Little Paper Prints. I didn't drink that night. I was just there for like a half hour or so, and I just kind of hung out. But you know, it's a bar. I don't use alcohol stickers that often, so I figured I'd use one here. And then I'm gonna use an airplane just to mark that we picked my parents up. Y'all are gonna be so proud of me. You guys know that my sleep schedule is kind of fucking whack, but I got up before 9 o'clock every single day this week, and I went to bed before 3 a.m. every single day this week. Like, I don't know who I am. I don't know what's gotten into me. But it's been a weird week. So I got up super early on Wednesday, and I just kind of hung out with my parents. We had some family time. That script is from Kinsey's Creations, and I'm going to use a heart circle icon from The Wiggle. And then I did pick up The Wiggle this week, so I'm going to go ahead and mark that with an appointment label. And one of these little SPC labels that just says Wiggle It Wednesday. So as usual, my camera overheated, but I just marked my Starbucks run the exact same way on Wednesday that I did on Tuesday, and then I just marked that I did my nails at work, which kind of all popped off during the filming of this video. So please just ignore whatever has been going on with my nails this video. It's been rough. So that brings us to Thursday. I got Starbucks again. It was just not a great week for me in terms of buying coffee. I've been really good lately. Okay, well, don't let me lie to you guys. I haven't been like really good, but I've been like okay in terms of not getting coffee every day. But this week it was just, it wasn't great. Wasn't great. So I'm gonna mark that the same way with an appointment label and a doodle from Planning Roses, and then a script from Planning Like a Pro. Then, oh, okay, well, before work, I had a Schitt's Creek binge with my parents. Should have marked that at the top of the day, but whatever, it's fine. So I'm gonna use a purple half box for that. Bump this up a bit. Okay, and then I've got a TV icon from The Wiggle, and I'm gonna use a piece of washi. Will that fit? Yeah, okay, that'll fit. It's a tight squeeze, but it's fine. And then I'm gonna use a Get Gas script from Kinsey's Creations. Y'all, my customers were out of control on Thursday. So I'm gonna mark that with a quarter box, and then this what the fuck munchkin. Like, I just don't know what was wrong with them, but every single one of my customers was on one on Thursday. It was wild. This morning, about an hour or so before I had to leave for work, my parents started Parasite, and I had nothing else to do, so I just kind of sat down and rewatched the first hour or so of Parasite with them before I went into work. So I'm just using a fancy label and then a piece of deco from the kit. And then I went to Starbucks, which I know, I won't go tomorrow, I promise. I will probably go on Sunday, if we're being completely honest, just because I do have to road trip on Sunday, and I'm just gonna want Starbucks, so oops. So I'm just marking today's Starbucks run the exact same way. There was a hot goss session at work tonight. We were super slow. I think I only took like 20 calls the entire day, and the last 2 hours of my shift, I took one call. So all of us just kind of hung out and had a huge hot goss session, and it was just really fun. Like, it was a fun shift. Using like these little co-workers from Papershire, and then a hot goss script from Kinsey's Creations. And then I am filming this video, obviously, tonight. So I'm gonna mark that in as well. And I think it's kind of a tight space, so I think I'm gonna use a washi strip. Okay, yeah, that will work. And then this is a filming script from Kinsey's Creations. So I'm gonna pop that over there. And then I've got a film slates from The Wiggle. So that was everything for today. So moving on to Saturday, I'm gonna edit this video, so I'm gonna mark that with an appointment label, just because I want to bring in some more of that purple. And I've got an edit script from Kinsey's Creations. Okay, so to mark editing, I'm just gonna use a play button circle icon, and then I have to do like a lot of laundry whenever I get home from work on Saturday. So I'm just gonna use a third box, and I didn't grab any kind of icon for this, so I'm just gonna use a laundry time script from SPC. And then I'm also gonna post on Instagram on Saturday. It's been kind of a while since I last posted, so I need to do that. And I'm just gonna use a fancy label. I'm gonna use an Instagram circle icon, and then a post on Instagram script from Saucy Stickers Co. So that is going to be my Saturday. I'm gonna have to road trip up to Sarah's house. We're all gonna meet there and then go to the Set It Off show from there. So I'm gonna use a fancy label. Oh, well, actually, I'm gonna bump this down because I am going to hopefully upload this video if everything goes to plan. So I'm gonna use a patterned fancy label for that, and then the solid fancy label for the road trip part of thing. I'm gonna grab an upload script from Kinsey's Creations, of course, and then another play button circle. So then for the road trip, I'm gonna use another Kinsey's Creations script and another car circle icon. You need to grab gas on the way up, so I'm going to use another fancy label and another get gas script from Kinsey's Creations. The concert, I'm going to use a third box, and then for the Oscars, I'm going to use the movie marquee, of course. Okay, so even though this says cinema, I want to use more of the deco from the kit. So let's see, that will go here. I'm going to use a ticket and then a concert script. And then for the Oscars, I'm going to use a, yeah, I'm going to use a film slate circle icon for that. So that wraps up my week. Oh, wait, no, hang on. I have one more thing I need to mark on Saturday. I need to finalize my Oscar predictions. So I'm gonna move this up a little bit and grab, what can I use here? Maybe like a little thing. And then a munchkin. I believe this is from the Insomnia sheet, but it's just like a little stressed out munchkin, and I think that's like funny considering how stressed I am about these Oscar predictions. So that is my week, and I am gonna go ahead and pop everything back in my cloud, and I will be right back